Hey guys, today I'm going to do a study on Genesis chapter 11, so let's get into it. The all had the same language and vocabulary, so as we can see, this takes somewhat before the last chapter because they had the same language and vocabulary, and it says somewhere. From these descendants, the people of the coasts and islands spread out into the lands according to their clans and their nation, each with its own language. And right here it says the same language, so this takes somewhat before and somewhat after these genealogies. As people migrate from the east, they found a valley in the land of Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make oven fire bricks." They used brick for stone and asphalt for mortar. And they said, "Come, let's build ourselves a city and tower with its top in the sky. Let's make a name for ourselves, otherwise we'll be scattered throughout the earth." Then the Lord came down to look over the city and the town that the humans were all building. Lord said, if they had begun to do this as one people, all having the same language, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible. Come, let's go down there and confuse their language so that they will not understand one another's speech. So from there, the Lord scattered them throughout the earth, for they stopped building the city. Therefore, it's called the Babylon. For there, the Lord confused the language of the whole earth, and from there, the Lord scattered them throughout the earth. So, the Lord said, if they have begun to do this as one people, all having the same language, nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let's go down there and confuse their language so that they will not understand one another's speech. So from there, Lord scattered them throughout the earth, and they stopped building the city. And also it says, and they said, "Come, let's build ourselves a city and towers top in the sky. Let's make a name for ourselves, otherwise we will scatter throughout the earth." So why did God make them confused and give them another language so that they couldn't, so that nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them? It's because they probably, as you can see here, they're doing this "Come, let's build ourselves a city towers top in the sky. Let's make a name for ourselves, otherwise we will scatter throughout the earth." So they want to make names and stuff. They're doing for arrogance, for pride, to show that we don't know how prideful they were, but probably too prideful. But also, God probably realized that if they were together, they probably would, create worse things than what they did before. And they would, made worse things than Tower of Babel. I guess Tower of Babylon. I guess in this translation it's called Babylon. I think Babel and Babylon are interchangeable. But yeah. They could make something worse than, a tower. And probably if other people want to, to leave their city and rebel against them, they probably would create weapons, weapons that we have much faster, and probably will be even able to succeed the weapons that we have and create weapons of mass destruction. So it's probably a good thing that God separated them so that they wouldn't be able to create horrendous things to destroy people. So these are the family records of Shem. Shem lived 100 years of father Arphaxad. 2 years after the flood, and after father Arphaxad. Shem lives 500 years of father other sons and daughters. Arphaxad lived 35 years of father Shalel. After father Shalel, Arphaxad lived 403 years and father other sons and daughters. Shalel lived 30 years and father Eber. After father Eber, Shalel lived 403 years and father other sons and daughters. Eber lived 34 years and father Peleg. And after he fathered Peleg, Eber lived 430 years, and he fathered other sons and daughters. Peleg lived 30 years and fathered Reu. After he fathered Reu, Peleg lived 209 years, and he fathered other sons and daughters. Reu lived 32 years and fathered Seru. After he fathered Seru, Reu lived 207 years, and he fathered other sons and daughters. Saru lived 30 years and fathered Nahor. After he fathered Nahor, Saru lived 200 years and fathered other sons and daughters. Nahor lived 29 years and fathered Terah. After he fathered Terah, Nahor lived 119 years and fathered other sons and daughters. Terah lived 70 years and fathered Abram, Nahor, and Haran. These are the family members of Terah. Terah fathered Abram, Nahor, and Haran fathered Lot. Haran died in his native land in Ur of the Chaldeans. During his time, Terah's lifetime, Abram and Nahor took wives. Abram's wife was Sarai, and Nahor's wife was Milcah. She was the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and Ishka. Sarai was unable to conceive. She did not have a child. Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, and his son Abram's wife, and they set out together from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to the land of Canaan. When they came to Haran, they settled there. Terah lived 205 years and died in Haran. So, as we can see, once we get to the end of this genealogy, we get to Terah, who was the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran, and Haran fathered Lot. So yeah, and then Abram and Nahor took wives, and yeah. So Nahor is his brother, and then his other brother, Haran, who died, and had a son, Lot. So Lot is Abram's nephew, and yeah. And now they went from Ur of the Chaldeans, and now they're moving to the land of Canaan. And this would be the beginning of, Abraham. But yeah. Also, Abram is the descendant of Shem, and as before that, and according to and what Note said, he said, Canaan is cursed. He will be the lowest of slaves to his brother. He also said, Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem. Let Canaan be Shem's slave. Let God stand at Japheth. Let Japheth dwell in the tents of Shem. Let Canaan be Shem's slave. And Abram is the descendant of Shem. And they're wending from the Ur of the Chaldeans. And now they're going to the land of Canaan, which is descendants of Canaan. So the prophecy is starting to come to fruition. You can start to see how it's gonna come to fruition. But yeah, this is Genesis chapter 11, first the Tower of Babylon, or the Tower of Babylon, and then talking about from the talking about Shem to Abraham, like the descendants of Shem, and how they are going to go to Canaan. Also, I think the reason why people think Nimrod is part of the Tower of Babylon is because it says his kingdom started with Babylon, Uruk, Asher, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. So I think that's the reason why people say that he was a part of it, because so I think it's implied that Nimrod was a part of it because his kingdom started with Babylon. So and this is the origin of Babylon. So yeah. Well, if I said anything wrong, if any experienced Christian sees this and I've said anything wrong, please correct me. And if you like this video, like it. And if you think I'm doing something good, subscribe. And I'll see you next day if the Lord wills. Bye.